Roz Chast is a groundbreaker, and she communicates through humor and through her drawing the human condition, something that we're all facing. And she does it with such elegance and grace. And I'm sure, having met Roz, that she would say, "Me? Graceful?" But indeed, it is so. And I believe that she has a level of commitment to her work that goes well beyond someone sitting at a drawing table all day.
When I was growing up, I think I was pretty shy, I was hostile, I was paranoid. And so, you know, it's a perfect mix for a cartoonist. I never thought I would be a cartoonist for the New Yorker, but I submitted in April of 1978. I turned in a batch of cartoons, you know, over the transom, and they bought one, which was a total shockaroo, and I immediately thought, well, that was a fluke, that will never happen again. And, you know, something I still think about from week to week. I've done a lot of different kinds of books. I've done collections of cartoons. I've done 2 more long-form graphic memoir-type books. Can't We Talk About Something More Pleasant is the story of my dealing with my parents the last 10 or so years of their lives. And they lived very long lives. My father passed away at 95, my mother died at 97. And so those last years were challenging in many ways, and interesting. My relationship with them was fraught. It was complicated. I grew up in a very small apartment, and my parents were older when they had me. And what I remember mostly is the importance of being quiet, and being quiet because we lived in an apartment and you didn't want to obnox, you know, your neighbors. So even if, you know, my record, you know, was audible, it was like, turn that down! You know, we're gonna lose our lease, we're gonna be out on the street, we're gonna be like begging like bums on the, you know. And they didn't have much patience for, you know, a kid. And I was an only child. I think that, you know, being quiet was very important in a lot of ways. And so I remember just drawing for me was a way to survive, really. I think in some ways, for me, drawing and writing is a way of processing life, and not only processing it, but remembering it. I don't have a great memory. I'm always afraid I'm gonna forget something. And I will, and I know I will. And sometimes that sense of time and conversations just kind of flowing by all the time, you know, gives me like anxiety, a lot of anxiety. So this book, Can't We Talk About Something More Pleasant, was both. It was a way of processing the whole thing of taking care of my parents. And it was also a way to remember them. This was this past January. Sunset at 11 a.m., cold, gray, wet, frostbite, leaf scarf on train. I always liked when I could make myself laugh. Stick with your vision. If you have an idea of how you want your work to be, and a strong feeling of what you want your work to be about, how you want to draw, and how you want to write, how you want to express yourself, look for people who can help you do that, and ignore the rest.